Aloha everyone! Happy May Day, happy Beltane, happy return of life. This is Jen Freeman and I wanted to talk to you today about spirals. So why would you care about spirals? So spirals are the motion of the universe. This idea of a straight line is a mental construct. The idea of time being linear, the idea that we are supposed to be traveling in a straight line, and that any curves or circles or spirals are the mistake, the thing that is the problem. When in reality, spirals are the basis of all movement on every level, from the most subtle to the most expanded. Taking our hearts, for example, they are a spiral helix pump. They're pushing liquid through our veins, through our arteries with spirals. Everything is traveling as a spiral. The heart itself spiraled and folded in on itself to create this helix spiral pump. Galaxies spiraling, spiraling, spiraling. One of the things in training in Qigong with my teacher, Chris Fernie, spirals become very living and real as you feel the spiral energy moving across the axis of the bone, as you feel how we naturally reach out and turn our hand. We don't reach like this. If we're reaching for something, we naturally curve in a spiral. So if you apply this into your daily life, if you look at the areas where you might feel stuck or where you want to grow more or where you're ready to bring in more oomph, more zhuzh, more life, think about the spirals. Because oftentimes what we need to do is step back and then step back into it. We need to extend that spiral. We need to open up and bring in that energy to come in. We also need to look at whether or not we are doing an upward or a downward spiral. So not that downward spirals are bad, it's simply that if we get caught in only a downward spiral, if we are focusing on something that brings us great disease or where we feel depleted or angry or upset, then the tendency is that we spiral in using the same thing. We spiral in tighter and tighter and tighter with more action, more kinetic energy that makes it so that it develops a life of its own. We express this in many of our metaphors where we understand that once something gets going, it has momentum. So if you choose to, you can harness this and instead look for the upward spiral. So again, not in opposition to, because you still need to be grounded, because in truth the spirals are going both ways. But if you're focusing on the upward spiral, focusing on what brings you joy, what you need to nurture, what has true vitality and life, you're partnering with a movement that's dynamic and infinite, really. So that as you trust in the spiral, because as well as the spiral will move, it may look like you're going away from the very thing that you want to be going towards. But understanding that you're in a spiral allows you to trust and to relax into that movement and to know that you are partnering with forces, you are partnering with movements that are so far beyond just one human idea. It really is how life moves. So my invitation to you this month is, where in your life do you feel stuck? Where in your life can you invoke this spiral energy? Where can you partner with it? Where can you partner with this flow, or the flow of grace, as I've heard it called and I like to call it? Ask yourself maybe what you need to do instead of being right up close to something. Maybe you need to step back. Maybe you need to come in at a different angle. Maybe you need to see that maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you're too far back. Maybe you need to pull into that spiral and really get in there and really use the centrifugal force to accomplish what you're wanting to do. So I'd love to hear about your journeys with this. As always, you can reach me at jenniferlfreeman.com. Wishing you guys a wonderful month and much aloha.